What's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Little Saturday video. You guys know Saturday videos are pretty short and sweet. Let's get into it. Saquon Barkley is the most overrated player in the NFL. I have to talk about this. I want to talk about my Giants, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be talking about my Giants very soon. As you know, we draft our franchise quarterback soon. You know what I'm saying? For all the Giants fans, we're going to get Jaden Daniels soon. And any Giants fan that disagrees with that is a massive idiot. But that's another video for another day. Saquon's overrated, okay? Now, the simple fact that there's fans and there's people in the media, not a lot of people, but there's certain people in the media saying the Giants are stupid for letting Saquon walk or to take other offers anywhere. How are we stupid? What has Saquon Barkley done for this franchise? And I'm getting to the point with Saquon where I'm sick and tired of him. First of all, for anybody who's new to my channel, anybody who knows me knows I am not a Saquon Barkley fan. I mean, I like Saquon, but I'm not a Saquon Barkley fan. When we took him with the second pick, that was stupid. That was stupid. In retrospect, we should have took Sam Darnold. We should have took Josh Rosen. We should have took Lamar or Josh Allen. In retrospect. Now, obviously, I'm glad we didn't take Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen, clearly. But Lamar Jackson was just in the AFC Championship game. Josh Allen's been an MVP candidate for the last 5 years. So has Lamar. What has Saquon Barkley done for the New York Football Giants? What has he done? What has he done? Nothing. We went to the playoffs once with him. Now, I'm going to keep it real. I give credit more to that defense and our schedule being horrible than Saquon Barkley doing anything. Anything. And we're gonna break down all the arguments throughout this video. Now, let's look at Saquon Barkley's stats. This year, he had over 247 carries, which is 8th in the league. So that's top 10. He didn't even get 1,000 yards. He got 962, 6 touchdowns, tied for the 19th, and 3.9 yards per carry. Now, people are going to be like, oh, RJ, he was injured for 3-4 games. RJ, oh, I love Saquon, RJ. Okay. We're going to get into that. But in 2018, which was his best year, by the way, played all 16 games, 261 carries for 1,300 yards for 11 touchdowns. And, receiving stats, he had 91 receptions for 721 yards and 4 touchdowns. Okay, great. 2019, 1,003 yards, 6 touchdowns. Played 13 games, so he missed 3. 2020, tore his ACL and was horrible against the Bears and the Steelers. 2021, played 13 games, so he missed 3 or 4. Saquon Barkley got 593 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2022, okay, good year. 1,312 yards for 10 touchdowns. And then 2023, I just read off the stats earlier. And then let's look at the receptions each year. So in 2019, he had 52 receptions for 38 yards for 2 touchdowns. Not good. Obviously got injured in 2020. 2021, 41 receptions for 57 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not good. 2022, 57 receptions with 338 yards, no touchdowns because he dropped the ball a lot. And this year he had 41 receptions for 60 yards and 280 yards with 4 touchdowns, which is decent for a running back. But I'm sorry. What is the big deal about Saquon Barkley? What is the best ability in the NFL? It's availability. It's availability. Throughout all the years, besides 2018 and 2022, he's not been available. So out of the last, what is that? 2018, 19, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. So out of the last 6 years, he's been healthy 2 out of 6. That's not good. That's not good. Especially for a running back who wants to get paid. At least Derrick Henry, before all these injuries, at least was healthy. Christian McCaffrey was healthy. Nick Chubb, before this last injury, was healthy. Why do fans want Saquon Barkley? Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor. I can keep going on and on and on and on and on. Saquon Barkley was not healthy. What's the point of keeping him? And he's only getting older. He's frail. He's so frail, it's not even funny. What is the point of keeping him? He's a bust. For the number 2 pick, he's a bust. And I already know the excuse. Giants fans, before you even type, if you made it far in this video, Giants fans, before you make the excuse about the offensive line, I just have one question, just one. Barry Sanders didn't have an offensive line either, and he still took the Lions to the playoffs and still rushed for over 1,000 yards each year and was healthy. And wasn't Saquon Barkley compared to Barry Sanders when he first came out? Barry Sanders' whole thing was his line was horrible, and he could still break tackles and get yards and help his team go to the playoffs. Wasn't that Saquon Barkley's comp coming out of 2018? You dumb idiots! Before you talk about this offensive line. Yeah, Giants fans, I want you to marinate on that. Here's a big one. Back when Adrian Peterson was winning MVPs back in late 2000s and early 2010s, what was his offensive line? Can you name me one offensive? If you're not a Vikings fan, can you name me 2 offensive linemen that Adrian Peterson had that are going to the Hall of Fame or that were all pro? Adrian Peterson was carrying the Vikings to the playoffs with horrible offensive line play, with horrible quarterback play too. Jimmy Costin, Sam Bradford, average Teddy Bridgewater. You serious? And by the way, Adrian Peterson came off a torn ACL and still cooked. Saquon Barkley's never done that. Saquon Barkley needs to go. He's overrated. He's a name at this point. He's not even as good. I can understand Odell Beckham after his prime was gone still having a name, because at least with Odell Beckham, he at least had a 3 to 4 year stretch where you can make the case he was a top 3 receiver in the NFL. If you were to put prime Odell, prime Julio, prime Antonio Brown in a hat and you picked out any one of those names, if you picked out Odell, you'd be perfectly fine with that. Odell had a 3 to 4 year stretch where he was the guy. He made impacts on the Giants. Granted, we lost, but at least he was there. No one's scared of Saquon Barkley. Ain't nobody scared of Saquon Barkley when we play the Cowboys and the Niners and actually teams who actually have good defenses. What is the point of keeping Saquon? Why are people upset about Saquon? He's overrated. Saquon's had 2 good years. He's had 2 good years. And every other year he's been injured. He needs to go. He has to go. He's a bust. He's not good. And I'm seeing Giants fans, I'm seeing people in the media, not a lot of people, but certain people in the media taking shots at the Giants for letting Saquon Barkley go. I'm sorry, what are we going to do with Saquon? It's time to rebuild anyways. It's really time to rebuild anyways. Now, granted, I want to sign Saquon to a 1 year deal and trade him, or franchise tag him and trade him. I don't want to let him walk for nothing because Saquon Barkley threw the organization under the bus last year, and he threw the organization under this bus this year. It's time to move off of Saquon, and it's time to rebuild. Daniel Jones, Shep is gone already, so it is what it is there. It's time to move on. It's really time to move on. I'm just looking at Saquon, I didn't want this. I did not want this bum. I never wanted him. I don't understand why Giants fans wanted to build around that corpse of Eli Manning back in 2018 and take this bum. Now look at us. Can you imagine if we had Lamar Jackson right now? Or Josh Allen? They'd be the best quarterback in the NFC. But no, Giants fans, we had to draft Saquon Barkley because you got to build around Eli Manning. Giants fans, you will always be the dumbest fan base in the NFL. I mean that. Not all Giants fans, but just the majority of you. Just the majority of you. And this is Exhibit A. Exhibit A. Giants, don't sign him. Don't waste the $14 million on him. Let him walk. Unfortunately, we can't get anything for him, but let him walk, and it is what it is. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? Do you agree with me that Saquon Barkley is the most overrated player in the NFL, or at least one of the most overrated players in the NFL? RJ out.